Hello and welcome. Today let's talk about 3 key changes to Karnataka Professional Tax PT, that is the Karnataka Tax on Profession, Trades, Callings and Employments Amendment Act 2023. These changes are effective from 1st April 2023 onwards. First, let's list out these changes. 1. There is a change in the rate of PT for both self-employed and salaried persons. Second one, there is a change in the rate of interest, that is now there is an increase in the rate of interest for delayed payment of PT. 3. Penalty. Interestingly, there is a reduction in the rate of penalty. So in today's video, let's talk about these changes in detail, and in the end, let's have a brief understanding of how to pay PT online. But before we take a deep dive to understand these changes, for those who are not familiar, let's understand what's professional tax. Professional tax PT is a direct tax like income tax, where the person earning income is required to pay the tax. First, we have self-employed persons, that is professionals. Say if you are an accountant, photographer, doctor, lawyer, etc. Or if you are a trader who is into trading of goods, or let's say you are any other service provider, say a beautician, you run educational institution, GTA, CHA and so on. All these persons are required to pay professional tax. This self-employed persons category can also include companies, that is private and public limited companies, partnership firms or LLPs, proprietorship concerns, GST registered persons, shops and establishments having more than 5 employees, cooperative societies, chit funds or money lenders and so on, irrespective of the nature of profession or business. For instance, if you are a GST registered person, you have to pay PT irrespective of the nature of your profession or business. The second category is salaried persons. That is, if you are an employee of any organization, then you would be required to pay PT if your gross salary is over certain specified threshold limit. So both self-employed and salaried persons are required to pay professional tax. But for salaried persons, though the employees are required to pay PT, it is the responsibility of the employer to deduct PT from the salary of employees and pay to the government. So here, not employees but the employer is required to pay tax to the government. Once you know you are liable to pay professional tax, you can pay this tax on the PT portal. But before that, if you are a self-employed person, then you need to first enroll yourself on the PT portal. And if you are an employer, then you need to register yourself on the PT portal. Once you enroll or register, you would be able to pay tax on the PT portal. In the later part of the video, we are going to have a brief understanding of how you can pay PT online for both self-employed persons and employers. With this basic understanding, let's now talk about the changes. Once you know you are liable to pay professional tax, the next question that would come to your mind is how much to pay. If you are a self-employed person, then till 31st March 2023, you were required to pay professional tax anywhere in the range 900 to 2500 rupees per year, depending upon the nature of your profession or business. But from 1st April 2023, this is simplified and now a single rate of 2500 rupees per year is applicable for all persons in this category. Then we have salaried persons. Till 31st March 2023, if your gross salary was 15,000 or more per month, then you were required to pay PT of 200 rupees per month. But from 1st April 2023 onwards, this 15k limit is increased to 25k. That is, if your gross salary is 25k or more per month, only then you are required to pay PT of 200 rupees per month. To put it differently, if your gross salary is up to 24,999, no PT for you. Now, when do you have to pay this PT? If you are a self-employed person, then last date for you is 30th April of the relevant financial year or within 1 month of enrollment. Let's say you have newly started your business and you got yourself enrolled on 1st May 2023. So for financial year 2023-24, the last date to pay PT is within 1 month of enrollment, that is by 31st May 2023. For the next financial year, that is 2024-25, the last date to make payment is 30th April 2024. For salaried persons, the responsibility to pay PT is on the employer and the last date to make the payment is 20th of the subsequent month. Let's say you are employed in any organization and your gross salary is 30,000 per month. So you are required to pay 200 rupees as professional tax. Let's say you have joined this organization on 1st April 2023. So your employer is required to deduct 200 rupees from your salary for the month of April 2023 and this has to be paid by 20th May 2023. With this, we have understood the first change, that is the change in the rate of tax. And we have also seen that there are some time limits within which you are required to pay PT. Now, what if you don't pay within these time limits? This can have two consequences. One is you would be required to pay interest. Second one, you might be required to pay penalty. Now, here comes our other changes. First, let's talk about interest. Whether you are a self-employed person or an employer paying PT on behalf of your employees, if you don't pay PT within the time limits that we have just discussed, from now on you would be required to pay interest at 1.5% per month or part of the month. Till 31st March 2023, this rate was 1.25% per month. So there is an increase in the rate of interest. But for certain specified class of persons, say if you are an insurance agent, then the insurance company is required to pay PT on your behalf. Or let's say you are a medical practitioner, then the hospital is required to pay PT on your behalf. In these cases, till 31st March 2023, rate of interest for delayed payment was 2% per month. This is now changed to 1.5% per month. So now irrespective of the class of persons, interest for delayed payment of PT would be 1.5% per month or part of the month, and this change is effective from 1st April 2023 onwards. Now let's talk about penalty. If there is a willful default, that is knowingly you have not paid PT, or let's say there is an intention to evade tax, then till 31st March 2023, you could be imposed a penalty up to 150% of the tax so defaulted or evaded. From 1st April 2023 onwards, this is now reduced to a fixed percentage of 100% of the tax. So earlier it could have been anywhere up to 150%, say 20%, 50%, 100%, up to 150%. But now it is going to be fixed at 100% of the tax. But in other cases, that is if you have not willfully defaulted or there is no intention to evade tax but you have received demand notice, then till 31st March 2023 you could have been imposed a penalty up to 50% of the tax if there was a reasonable cause. With effect from 1st April 2023, this is now fixed at 10% of the tax that you are liable to pay, and now the phrase without reasonable cause is omitted. That is, whether or not there is any reasonable cause, you would be required to pay penalty at a fixed rate of 10% of the tax that you are liable to pay. Now that we have understood the changes, let's also talk about exemption. Certain class of persons are exempt from paying PT. First, if you are a senior citizen of age 65 years or more, then you don't have to pay PT whether you are a self-employed person or a salaried person. Second one, differently abled or physically challenged persons are exempt from paying PT. Third one, if you work in an organization or if you operate your business or profession for up to 120 days during a particular financial year, then during that financial year you don't have to pay professional tax. This is usually useful for seasonal businesses. Last one, if you are a partner of a firm, then as a partner you don't have to pay PT if the firm has paid the PT that's applicable. Now the last part. Let's have a brief understanding of how you can pay PT online. Navigate to the PT portal. You may find the link in the description. If you are a first time user or if you are enrolling yourself for the first time, click New Enrollment. If you are a GST registered person, click GST Enrolled Taxpayer. Enter your GSTN, click Get Details. On the other hand, if you are not a GST registered person, click Self-Employed Professional. Enter your PAN, name as per your PAN. Click Verify PAN. Once you enter your PAN or GSTN as applicable, you will move to step 2. Here you need to authenticate your mobile phone number. You would get OTP to your mobile phone number which is linked to your PAN or GSTN as applicable. Once you enter OTP, you would be able to log into your account. You need to update your profile, change password, etc. After which you would be able to make the payment online. And the time limit to make this payment is within 1 month of enrollment. So if you want to avoid paying interest, ensure that you pay PT within the time limit that is specified. If you have already enrolled and if you want to make payment, click Enrollment Login. Enter PAN or GSTN as applicable, enter password and log into your account. Once you log into your account, you would be able to make payment of PT. And time limit for this is by 30th April of the relevant financial year. But if you are an employer and if you want to pay PT that you have deducted from salary of your employees, then click Employer Login. You would be navigated to a different portal. Click Registered User Login. Enter login credentials and log into your account. After that, you would be required to enter number of employees who are required to pay PT at 200 rupees per month, and after that make the payment. And time limit for this is within 20th of the subsequent month. Before we wrap up, you need to understand one important thing here. Professional tax being a state subject is going to differ from one state to the other. So the changes and the payment process that we have discussed today in this video is applicable only for the state of Karnataka. This is all I have for you today. Hope the video was informative. Thank you for watching.